guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we're going to be doing a wear test of the new Juvia's Place foundation. Now I was quite hesitant about doing this video just because I know that there's been a lot of drama and controversy over this complexion launch between the brand and some YouTubers. But I decided to go ahead anyways because I placed this order way before I knew or I was aware of anything that's been going on, and B, I gave this product a quick try a couple of days ago when it first arrived, and I was pretty much blown away by this product, and it got me really excited, and I want to share this with you. So I decided to do a wear test on this foundation anyways. The reason I want to do a wear test on this product was because we know that this has been reviewed a few times on the internet, and we know that it's one, very, very full coverage, and two, that it's a sort of a semi-matte finish, but we don't really know how long it lasts. Personally, I feel like the wear time of a foundation is so important, especially if you're gonna just do your face in the morning and you want it to last all day when you're out at work or you're running errands, and you want to know how well it stands up to the elements and everything you're up against. So I got two shades, Cairo 600 and Giza 540. So I'm going to prime my face first with the Bobbi Brown face base. I usually go for the Ordinary's high adherence primer when I want something to last long. But the first time I tried this product, I tried it with that primer, and it didn't play well with it. It was starting to it didn't sit very well on top of the primer, even though I waited a while. So I'm going to try it with the Bobbi Brown face base today.
Hey buddy, what are you doing?
So I only recently got this primer and I'm still pretty much testing it. But I've tried it for a few times with my other foundations, and I actually really like it. It feels so nice on your skin. And I was a little dubious when I first got it because it seemed like it was a little bit of a moisturizer kind of thing. But man, after I tried it, I was just it's so silky, and it kind of absorbs or like dries down really fast, and it doesn't feel overly like that powdery finish is so nice. It just feels like a light moisturizer that leaves like a sticky, or not a sticky but a slightly tackier finish that to hold on to your makeup.
Hey buddy, you wanna go down? Wanna smell?
Kyo's joining us today, and he's being a real pain in the ass because he keeps wanting to go down and then wanting to come up. Okay, here you go, buddy. See, I just put him down now and he's trying to get up again. Our primer is on. We just give it a few seconds. Okay.
Say hi. Hello. Hello.
You wanna come out or you wanna go down?
Okay, there you go. See you soon.
I'm going to be using my Miss A or Miss... I think it's Miss A or Miss AOA Beauty Blender dupe. I've been using Beauty Blender for a really long time, and I found it really expensive, especially with how fast you go through one. But obviously I really loved it, and I think nothing really compares to how soft and how bouncy it is, and how well it makes makeup look on your skin. But I saw on Reddit that people were talking about this as the best dupe for a beauty blender, and I decided to buy a few and try, and I am actually quite impressed by them so far. Like, it's definitely a little bit harder than a usual beauty blender, but for the price, and I think it's like $1 or $2. So yeah, give this a try if you're looking for a more affordable option for a replacement for the beauty blender. So I'm gonna show you the two shades on my skin, even though I know that they're not really a perfect match. So this is Cairo. As you can see, it's obviously too light for me. And this is Giza. So I'm not sure if you noticed, but I actually got a new camera and I look especially dark in this. Haven't figured out how to make myself look a bit normal. But yeah, Giza is a way closer match to me, but it's too yellow and too warm for my skin. So what I do is I mix the two shades and they work out to be quite a decent match for my skin. And honestly, with this product, you really don't need a lot just because of how high coverage or how pigmented it is. You like most of the time I end up not using everything that I have squeezed out, obviously. And we're gonna go in. I'm gonna go down. Now, while I'm applying this product, I want to talk a little bit about my experience with finding my shade for this foundation. So, as you know, this product is exclusive to Ulta and obviously Juvia's Place official site. So there's not really anywhere I can get it besides this site, and which means I have to get it online without testing or like color matching in person. And I really hate doing that just because even if you use shade matching services like foundation or whatever, it's not that easy. I really prefer getting my foundations in person or at least matching them first before buying them. But seeing as this wasn't an option with this product, I had to depend on the swatches online, and I got really like it wasn't a good experience for me just because the Juvia's place the Juvia's places the Juvia's Place website, it's horrendously slow. And while this collection has I think it's over 40 shades, if I'm not wrong, which is awesome, really, but they don't make it easy for you to navigate between the shades on the site. And it's like, it takes ages just to scroll through to like your range. And I'm in the medium slash the darker side of light to medium to tan. So it's right in the middle. And every time I just have to like scroll through like lots and lots of shade individually to find the description and the swatches for my range, essentially. And my biggest thing was that the model swatches on the site and the hand swatches that Juvia's Place puts on their Instagram, they don't seem to kind of match up in the sense that where I look at the model photos at the catalog of every shade, and I'm just like, oh, I think I'm super close to this particular shade and this particular person's skin tone, and then I look at that hand swatch of that shade, and it just doesn't look like it matches me. So I had a really hard time trying to figure out what shades I should get, and it's actually quite, I think I'm actually quite thankful that the combination of these two shades that I actually got are quite a close match for me. And I know like it's especially more obvious on camera, but my face is originally like quite a few shades darker than my lighter than my neck, and I have a very kind of tan shade on my neck, so there's always going to be a two-tone thing going on. I've recently started to try foundations and shade match to my neck instead of my face, but it works sometimes but not always. Other times I just look like I am trying to have a very tan foundation, and it just looks very weird on me. So it's kind of like a trade-off because I really don't like putting foundation on my neck. It's very, like I said, it's very humid here, and everything kind of melts off and like fades off and gets on like clothes. And I wear a lot of white tops, so I don't really want to do neck foundation. Like even with just that small bit of product I've put on, I feel like this is so like the coverage on this is so impressive. Like I really like how it looks. See, I didn't put any on my eyes, so you can definitely tell the, you know, the natural state of my eyes are obviously not as pretty as skin with foundation on. But yeah, like I super love how like full coverage this is. And the thing is, it doesn't. I noticed this a few times when I was wearing it. I only wore it for a few hours the last time I tried it, and the thing is, it's great at in the sense that even though it's so full coverage, it doesn't feel heavy or thick on your skin. Like it feels like what any of my lighter coverage foundations would feel, which is basically nothing. Just basically like you have makeup on, but you don't actually notice it. One thing I noticed that I didn't the last time is that the foundation doesn't do well with if you have dry patches or skin or flakes. So I've noticed because my nose only started peeling in the past few days, and you can definitely tell. I'm gonna move up close that this area you can see like it's not sitting so well with the foundation. Yeah, you can definitely tell like the flakes and all. But what I do like is that even though it's so full coverage, it doesn't sink into your pores. Like I know a lot of times you have to depend on the primer for that, but sometimes even with the best primers, like foundations that are not so great, still kind of do that thing where it pulls in your pores. It pulls in your pores, and you can definitely tell like little spots and all that where the foundation has collected. And I hate that. I absolutely hate that. Whenever I try the foundation and it does that, like I just like no, I just reject it and I don't ever want to use it again. So that's a super important thing for me as well because I have large pores. So I'm going to set it with some powder right now. I'm using my favorite Hakuhodo brush. It's a Fude brush and it is B002. This is my favorite powder brush, and because I have had it for a few years, it's starting to shed a lot. So sometimes I go out with my hair on my face and I don't actually notice them until the end of the day, which is crazy. But yeah, I still like it the best because it's so soft, like when it's not shedding. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna be using the Hourglass Veil. This is kind of my new go-to setting powder. I know it's like a lot of people with dry skin use it, and even though I have oily skin, I think it holds up pretty well. So I'm gonna go in. I usually do my powder last, but because I'm doing a focus on the Juvia's Place foundation and I just want to set it and show you how it looks before I like go in and do my other makeup. I forgot to mention the finish of the product. It's obviously now I have powder on, but even though like they call it a velvety matte foundation, wait, that's actually kind of accurate. It's not super matte, like Fenty's Pro Filter foundation. So it's a very comfortable kind of matte. It doesn't feel like it's dry on your skin. Like it just looks comfortable and it kind of dries down to your skin like quite fast. So you really have to work pretty quickly with it. Definitely go with a light hand because this product really does not require a lot to work. So the foundation is on, powder is on, and I'm feeling good about it. And because this is a more of a foundation video, I'm going to go do my eyes and brows, and I will be right back. So the rest of my face is done. I have my contour, my blush, my lashes, my eye makeup all done. And I'm pretty happy with how the foundation is actually playing and staying well with, like, as you apply the rest of your makeup. You know, sometimes like when I do my eye makeup, you can generally tell where like the foundation is sticking not to your skin but to your hand, and that's usually a bad thing for me. But so far, I really like this foundation, and I am going to check back in later today. I'll be outdoors for a bit, and I will check back in later tonight and see how this is going. So far, like, you know, the usual areas where your makeup tends to clump or cake or like just separate between your nose and your lips, especially for me, like if my primer or foundation is not applied well, or if it's not a great foundation, I tend to have cakey foundation or product around my nose and lip area. But so far, other than the makeup sticking to the dry patches here, this is looking really good and really natural. I really like this. So I will check back in a couple of hours. It is now 3 p.m. and I will give this a test, and probably I would give it about 7 hours, 8 hours, and then I'll check back in to see how it's doing. Hey guys, it is now 10-ish. I think it's almost 11. I went out for dinner and ran all my errands, and it's now been more than 7 hours since I put on the foundation, and it looks pretty good. I mean, my skin is excessively oily, and I did go outdoors, so it doesn't look it's not matte or anything, and I didn't use a super matte powder to set the foundation. I used the Hourglass Veil powder, which is not very mattifying, so this looks pretty good. There doesn't seem to be any sort of separating happening. There's not much separating going on. There's a little bit of feathering along the chin area, but that still okay. It doesn't look too bad. But other than that, the foundation doesn't seem to be breaking up or separating anywhere. So that's pretty good for a foundation that is not like a super long wear on or doesn't feel like a super long wear on. I'm happy to report back that after about 7 or 8 hours of wear, this foundation kind of holds up well, even if you have super oily skin like mine. Even though it doesn't have a super matte finish, yeah. So this is pretty good, and that's all for the review or the wear test of the Juvia's Place foundation. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it was useful to you. And if you like this video, do subscribe to my channel for more. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.